Hello guys, hello everybody, welcome to my tutorial. Our online school delivers reliable learning and teaching resources in order to improve your language skills, especially in IELTS. These videos are quite user-friendly, you just need to follow the instructions through the slides. Today, I want to talk about how to write a good IELTS essay and boost the score. Well, I'm going to kick off the lesson by explaining problems and solutions. So this is a new essay type, and this category has three types as below: causes and solutions, causes and effects, effects and solutions. Well, so here we are going to look at the differences. Well, in the real exam, you will see the questions in different ways. Maybe, what does it cause? Maybe, what causes this problem? Maybe, why is this case? Or, what does it result in? Well, if you say, what does it cause? That means you are going to look for results, effects. If the question is, what causes this problem? Then you have to think about the causes of the problem. If the question is given as why is this case, then again you have to think about causes of the given problem. And finally, if the question is mentioned as what does it result in, then you have to guess the results, the effects of the given problem. Well, so let's continue with the following slide. And here, of course, we talked about it before, but again, you should know that in order to be successful within 40 minutes, you have to know how to manage your 40 minutes by using three steps. First, you have to have a good planning. So it might last between 7 and 10 minutes. So it changes from candidate to candidate. After the planning process, you have to continue with a writing process, draft writing. So it's going to take you 30 minutes. And finally, spend your 3 minutes on proofreading or checking process. Otherwise, you might have very minor mistakes, but they might affect your scores. Now let's look at planning process. Here, you should know two main actions. First, read the topic and question lines. And while reading the topic and question, you have to collect the keywords as well. And later, you need to brainstorm some supporting ideas related to the main ideas of the topic. Well, let's start the first step. Now, have your blank paper now and follow the instruction. So you have 7 minutes, and during the planning process, you have to pause the video. And later, read the topic here and the given two questions. And take the keywords, guess the cause and solution. So 7 minutes later, turn back and look at the given sample here. Well, now let's look at my planning process. Of course, before brainstorming, I need to show the keywords from the topic and the questions. So the keywords here are children are facing more pressures nowadays. So pressures is the first keyword from academic, social, and commercial perspectives. So we are supposed to discuss all these three perspectives, and you cannot miss any of these because they are given as a main part. However, if the topic were like this, children are facing some pressures such as academic, social, or commercial perspective, so you can drop one of them. But here, it is impossible. You can't at all. Right. Well, and the keywords from the question, um, causes. So we have to find the causes of the pressures, and also what measures should be taken to reduce these pressures. So it means we need to make suggestions or find solutions. Well, my causes on this topic, I mean, what causes academic, social, and commercial pressures? So, from academic side, I believe loaded curriculum. It means too much homework, maybe too many classroom activities, etc. And a second problem is social perspective. It means I have to talk about the pressure from social perspective. And here I'm going to talk about unsafe society. So I believe unsafe society causes social pressure in children. And finally, the third perspective, and this is commercial perspective. And here I'm going to talk about how companies promote brand names of products which are really expensive, too expensive for parents, for some parents who cannot afford to buy these products for their children. So the second paragraph. So this is going to be my first paragraph. I'm going to put all these causes in one body part, in the first body part, and later I'm going to start a new paragraph for solution. So my first cause was loaded curriculum. So I'm going to talk about um, too much homework. And in solution paragraph, I will suggest removing homework. So I do believe that if homework were to be removed, then academic study would be um, would pressurize children less than before. So this is my suggestion. And second problem is unsafe society, and I'm suggesting here new playgrounds. It means the government should build new playgrounds, kind of maybe parks or maybe football or basketball courts for youngsters. And finally, the third problem is expensive child products. So here I'm going to talk about state control over prices, and in my opinion, it might be effective. Okay, so your ideas, your causes and solutions might be different from me, so there is no problem at all. However, you have to remember that um, sometimes causes and solutions are related, sometimes not. But if the solutions are not related to the causes, um, that doesn't mean um, it is a big problem. However, this solution should be on topic. All right, so try to maintain the quality of on topic. Well, in this part, you will see how to write an introduction. Well, there are two key steps. We talked about it before, but again, I will remind you of these two key steps. So you have to paraphrase the background statement. So this is my topic. And later on, you need to answer the question or questions. So you have two questions. What are the causes and what are the measures or actions? Now you have 5 minutes to write an introduction. Again, paraphrase the given background statement, the given topic, and then answer the given questions. And 5 minutes later, turn back again and see the sample. All right, now let's turn to the following slide where a sample is given. Well, This is the paraphrased part of the introduction, paraphrased of the given topic. Actually, I separated the paraphrased topic and my answer. However, they should be in the same paragraph that is called introduction. Well, so let's see how I paraphrase the given topic. It is no secret that young people are suffering from three main concerns. So concern is kind of close meaning to pressure. Are suffering from three main concerns more in terms of educational, so this is academic perspective, social, and commercial issues. And now I'm answering the given questions. School curriculums, an unsafe society, and companies advertising brand names of games and gadgets for children that are too expensive are known the major factors causing these. So this is my answer to the first question: what are the causes? And second, what are the measures? The solutions, means measures, such as removing homework from the study plan, building more green playgrounds, so this is unsafe society, and price control over child products by the government can surmount these problems. So surmount means solve. Well, I paraphrased the topic. I answered both questions, and at the same time, I clarified my ideas shortly. So be careful. You have to put short details, short ideas, which signal the body parts to the examiner. So it means examiner is going to say these ideas in the following paragraphs. But if you write something in the introduction which is not given in body parts, so it's going to be wrong and you might lose your scores. Now, so you can pause the video and have your coffee or tea, and after 5 minutes, I'm going to explain how to deal with body parts, body part 1 and body part 2. Hi again. So here I'm going to talk about body part 1, which is going to explain, or which is going to talk about causes. And I've got 3 causes, and I have to talk about all of them: academic perspective, social perspective, and commercial aspect. So this is a full body part 1. So the first sentence, if you remember, we talked about how to give ideas in body parts. For instance, A1, A2 example, I think that you remember this mechanism. A1 is the topic sentence, which has main and controlling part, and A2 is going to explain the controlling part of your A1. Okay, so if you got an example, you can continue. If not, then you can go to following sentences. So here you will have A1, A2 for academic, B1, B2 for social, C1, C2 for commercial perspective. So that means you have to explain each perspective given separately. Now let's look at my sample. Pressures affecting children are the result of 3 major areas. So that shows I'm going to talk about 3 major areas. First and foremost, children are loaded with too much study work, not only at school but also at home. To be more specific, sorry, this is my mistake, typo. So to be more specific, they have to manage school lessons as well as home assignments, which doesn't allow them to spend time with their families and peers. So these two first and foremost, and to be more specific, these 2 sentences are talking about the causes, the causes from academic perspective. Okay, and the worst aspect is that they're faced with physical and mental health issues due to this pressure. So this is kind of a result of academic pressure, but you don't need to talk about it as well. However, so it would clarify your idea in a better way. So the second problem, second perspective is social perspective, and I have to talk about the cause of it. In addition, so this is a linking device, so you have to go from one idea to another by using good transitions. In addition, juveniles cannot find parks and sport courts to play in because of too many new constructions occupying their play areas. So juveniles are children, so this is another way to paraphrase children. So here I'm talking about social perspective, saying that there is no park or sport area outside because new buildings or kind of public facilities are being constructed, which occupy their play areas. They even have to play near roads and construction sites, thus endangering them to be injured by vehicles or the fall of bricks and beams during the building process. So this is kind of a result-based sentence. It means I'm talking about the cause that there is no park or sport court out, and this leads to some problems like unsafe society because when they play near roads and construction sites, they can be injured by vehicles, cars, or they drop the fall of bricks or metal constructions from the buildings. Finally, the third major issue. So the third major issue is going to be commercial pressure. Finally, the third major issue is commercial pressure that is irrevocably linked to the costly products that are unaffordable to many families, which can be blamed for stresses in children, especially those raised in low-income families. So these this cause is talking about expensive products that is kind of a big pressure for many children, especially those who grow up in low-income families because families cannot buy these costly items. Okay, so there is nothing hard. Just only focus on the given three perspectives and try to explain how. Oops, sorry. So how they happen, or what causes these three pressures. And the following paragraph is going to talk about solutions. So my solutions in this paragraph are going to be related to my first body part, the cause paragraph. So as far as the solutions are concerned, homework should be removed from schooling to reduce students' stress and strain. So my favorite linking device as far as the solutions are concerned. So this is a nice linking device to start a new paragraph. So my first suggestion is to remove homework from schooling, from education. And in the second sentence, I'm going to explain how does it work. If people spend time on their leisure pursuits rather than home assignments loaded with too much paperwork, they would enjoy their studies and be more successful. So if you pay a close attention to the structure of this sentence, if subject past simple, comma, subject plus would do. So if part is going to talk, is going to show the solution, and would part is going to show the result of this solution. Well, actually, if second conditional is uh, one of the best grammatical structures to affect the score positively. So you can use it in solution paragraphs especially. As for social issues, so my second suggestion is related to the second clause in the first paragraph. If you remember that I talked about unsafe society. As for social issues, the government needs to provide a safe society. How? By allocating more space to playgrounds, including basketball and football courts and green areas. So here, uh, I do believe if new constructions, I mean, skyscrapers or other public facilities and public buildings are removed and replaced by playgrounds, parks, then children can be much happier because they can't find place to play. So this would save children from dangers on the streets as well. So this is the result, positive result of solution. So here, my second solution sentence is based on something can do by doing something. So if you remember, so the government needs to do something by doing something. So by doing something is a solution structure. You can use it as well. For instance, I'm saying by reading this book, you can be better prepared. So my suggestion is by reading this book. So this is my suggestion. So again, one of the possible ways to make a suggestion is to use by doing something. Sorry. Okay. And finally, the third problem. Finally, turning to commercial pressure. Only when the government supervises the prices of child products would it be possible to reduce children's pressures, enabling all of them to have their favorite items. So if you remember in my body part one, I was talking about expensive products as a main factor that pressurize children. So here I'm making a suggestion to control the prices of child products. Okay, so this is also a good grammar. Only when, then inversion here, only when the government supervises the prices of child products. So this is solution part of the sentence. Would it be? So as you see, guys, it is a little bit different because here I inverted the normal sentence into question format, but this is not a question. The form is question, but the meaning is not, is affirmative. Would it be possible to reduce children's pressures? And my extended part again, result part, enabling all of them to have their favorite items. Okay, so now let's look at conclusion. So conclusion is kind of restating the introduction. In conclusion, although youngsters experience certain pressures due to study, society, and commerce, the measures suggested above are likely to overcome them constructively. So, guys, this is again kind of a simple conclusion. So you have to paraphrase the topic again as you did in the introduction, and answer the question in a short way. So don't try to repeat the same ideas again and again, but in the conclusion, you cannot give a new idea which is not talked in the body part. So try to avoid it. This is kind of all for today's lesson. So um, now let me put here. Yes. So let me give you your homework. So you have to write a full essay on both topics. I mean, the previous children are facing more pressure, so you have to write a full essay on this topic. And also a new topic. This is also problem solution essay. Nowadays, the number of homeless people is increasing drastically. So again, two questions coming out. Why is this case, and what measures can be taken? So you can um, read my sample again and again, and even you can use the same grammatical structures. The format is going to be similar or maybe same. So, but try to plan before writing your full draft paper. All the best. Have a nice time.